2 of Chicago Bob's Blues Podcast interview of Merle Perkins.
And the rain keep falling just like showers of rain. You know, the rain kept falling just like showers of rain. I love to have my baby ease my pain. I got up this morning, looked through my window pane. I got up this morning, looked through my window pane. You know, I saw Henrietta walking in the falling rain. You know, I met Henrietta, we were walking in the rain. Well, I met Henrietta, we were walking in the rain. Love to have my baby ease my pain. You know, I met Henrietta strolling through the rain. Yeah, I met Henrietta strolling through the rain. She was thinking about her life and all kinds of other things. And the rain keeps falling just like showers of rain. The trouble's falling just like showers of rain. I love to have my baby ease my pain. Yeah, our troubles keep falling just like showers of rain. And our troubles keep falling just like showers of rain. I love to have my baby ease my pain.
That was Showers of Rain. What a song, what a song. Listen, I heard that you were in a disco band way back in the day.
Oh, yeah, man.
Tell us something.
Macho Man.
I forgot about that, man, putting that song. That was a very popular band called Riff Raff. And we were one of the top disco bands in Chicago. And we used to play the Nickel Bag, which was in Schiller Park.
I used to hang around there.
Right.
Oh, Lord. That's my neighborhood around there. That's where I grew up.
We used to play Kukla's.
Yeah.
Right across the street from Midway Airport. Yep. Prime and Tender, which was on 63rd and Harlem.
Harlem.
West.
Yeah.
Did you play the Rusty Nail, too?
Yep.
Yeah, that's my neighborhood, too.
Well, we played the Rusty Nail. We also do at Whalers. They had a club there called Whalers.
Yep.
We played there. We recorded in a studio which was in Schaumburg. We did 6 original tunes in the studio. The song that's on my CD is an original song by Riff Raff.
Which one is that?
It was called Putting Back Pieces Together on My Heart.
Oh, do we got that, John?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Let's give it a listen.
You ready for your disco?
I'm ready for the old days.
Uh-oh.
Bring back the big bells.
John Travolta. Man, I hated him because of that.
Well, you know, we're Italian, so you have to live with it.
together, and then she let me go. Yeah. I thought that her and I would never, never part. Now I sit back in my day, hoping she will mend my broken heart. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Every time I think of you, girl, the way you drop me is all I can remember. And then I look inside of my heart and see that you are oh so tender. Baby, when you and I first met, I knew that you and I would never, never part. And now I'm waiting for you to come back to me, girl, and put back together my heart, yeah. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. If you would just put your pride aside, you see how much I really do love you. If you would open up your eyes, you'd see how much I really do adore you. I don't have to tell you about my love, because of my love I've always forget. Please come on back into my heart, girl, because my heart is broken. Yeah. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Pieces of my 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 putting back the pieces, back the pieces, yeah. Putting back the pieces, back the pieces of my broken heart, yeah. Putting back the pieces of my broken heart, yeah, yeah, yeah. Girl, don't you give me my heart, it's been that broken, yeah. Putting back the pieces of my broken heart, yeah. Oh, yeah. Putting back the pieces of this broken heart. Putting back the pieces of my broken heart, yeah, yeah, yeah. Putting back the pieces of my broken heart.
So that was picking up the pieces
Of my heart.
of my heart.
So, John, what's it like hanging around with royalty like this? I mean, does you guys go to a club together and they go right in?
Do you go to breakfast and stuff?
Well, I've always had a great time hanging around Merle. From the first time in Michael, we've always had a lot of fun together on the road and stuff. We had it's from the Michael Coleman time, the first band I was in with Merle, till our more recent adventures in the Philippines. We had a great time over there.
Man, this gets so hot. I don't know how the people stay over there, man. Y'all try to get me to come out and walk out in that time. Man, it's hot like over 100 degrees.
But they know what it's like here now.
Yeah, they don't want to come. They come here like his girlfriend, man. She would turn to an icicle. How did you never feel no cold like that?
No, I've always had a great time with Merle on the road. From when I first was in the band, like I said, with Michael Coleman until recent times, we've always had a lot of fun on the road, always.
Yeah. I miss Michael Coleman. I think he was one of the greatest guitar players, local guitar players, that he should have been bigger than what he was.
I think his time was coming. He wasn't quite there yet. But
Yeah, but I mean, his playing was just phenomenal, man. He had such a feel, and the thing about it, if you hear him play, you had your eyes closed, you said that's Michael Coleman.
Right.
He had his own style of playing.
that twin and that Ibanez 335 style guitar.
Yeah, and no matter what guitar he had, he still had that same sound.
Right.
No, I've always loved doing gigs with Merle. I mean, he does. This guy adds so much to the show. I mean, you can feel it, the energy there. I mean, there's a power back there, and there's a groove the whole night. He holds a groove down the whole night, and you can just feel the energy back there on the drums. And that's why I've loved playing with him in different bands, even with he's set in with some of the country bands I play with out here, and it totally changes the show. When Merle is back there on the drums, I mean, you can feel it, what he's doing. You know, say, well, it's true, man. I mean,
remember the last gig I did with y'all?
Yeah, you broke your snare drum.
I never busted the snare drum. Had the catch play so loud, man. I busted the top of the snare and the bottom.
Oh,
wow.
Well, you demolished a whole drum set in the Philippines when you were doing your solo. The drums just started falling apart. Everybody on the band walked out. It was Merle's time to shine, and everybody on the band, he was just on stage by himself. The drums just started falling over. Well, they didn't have the best equipment there.
No, they don't have the best
I mean,
drums.
they didn't have the best equipment.
Oh, that was that drum set we
Anchor
were
Bay.
rehearsal with that fell
No,
apart.
it's Anchor Bay. Your drums fell apart right in the middle of the solo. They were just falling over. You were on stage by yourself. It was at Anchor Bay, that place. But people were coming in the Philippines, even over there. They were coming, driving hundreds of miles to see Merle. Yeah, he brings a lot to the show.
Well, yeah, being a bass player, when you got a drummer that's in the groove and playing hard, it makes you sound that much better. And it gives you that drive because that's, the drive. The drive of the whole band is the drummer.
Well, he elevates everybody else in the band. Everybody else sounds better. Like I said, Merle, we had an emergency in one of the country bands I played with, and Merle came in there. He didn't know any of the songs. He's back there going, hey, what's that song? And the band leader, Rick, would turn around. It doesn't matter. You're not going to know it anyway. But I said, we actually sounded better than we normally do. And he didn't even know the songs. Rick would just give him the beat, use this type of beat. And, there was way more energy. We actually sounded better that night than we normally do.
But the way I perceive drums is like, and I learned it from Dave Waco, which is one of my favorite drummers that play with Chick Corea. Now, Dave Waco sounds like a drum corps by itself and drum line by itself. He talked about just like a saxophone player, a bass player. He said, and when you play drums, sing the drums. If you can't sing it, you can't play it.
Same thing with guitar.
Yeah.
So when I play shuffles, I hum the shuffle in my mind, and I play the melody on the drums instead of just playing the beat. I play the melody. If the bass lays out, you can still hear that bass line, And when I first started playing a shuffle, I played with quarter notes and shuffle. Then a friend of mine that plays jazz said, "Won't you play a jazz beat against the shuffle? It sounds smoother." So I learned it from Ike Davis. And then so I mixed it up between quarter notes and jazz beats, and that gives it the melody.
Well, I noticed when you do your solo, I've noticed this, Merle. We've been on some gigs like out here, like I said, with a country band or something, and people aren't really paying that close attention, you know. But then when Merle does his solo, though, it just stops. Everybody in the bar stops what they're doing and they pay attention. They just stop immediately. They focus in on that drum solo. It could be anywhere, like private party, you know, people are talking. When Merle does his solo, everybody just gets quiet and they focus in.
I so want to play a shuffle with you now. I really do.
Well, you know, when I played in Moscow, Russia with Eddie Clearwater, and you know, when I come on the stage, I come out my Zouk suit. I don't think they never seen a Zouk over there. And a Zouk hat, man. When I came out on stage, wasn't expected. Those people went crazy when I came out in that outfit. And they were taking pictures like crazy. The second night that we played there, I came out and I started taking pictures of them. And then we went to this club. They had a jam there called B.B. King's.
Is that where your suit caught on fire?
Yeah. Man, this story, my Zouk suit, I was sitting in, the drummer had a chair. So I had my Zouk suit. I just bought this Zouk suit. It was blue. I put it hanging on the back of the chair, and I said, well, I don't want it to get dirty. There was a kitchen right next door there, a small club in the basement. So I just threw it up in the window. And I kept smelling something burning. I said, they burning something in the kitchen or something, man. Something burning. So like I played a drum solo, and then everybody was like, yeah. And I came off stage, and I picked my coat up. It had a great big old round hole. And it was a high beam light in that window there that I didn't know burnt the hole in it.
Lamp.
And I thought they was burning something in the kitchen.
It was your new Zouk suit.
It was my Zouk suit. So the guy that owned the place gave me $150, and he said, man, we're going to put this in a glass frame. Merle Perkins was in there.
So somewhere in Moscow, in a basement, is your Zouk suit with a gray hole in it. Wow.
Merle, you even wore the suit in the Philippines. You were pretty hot.
Oh, yeah, man.
I said, no, you're not wearing the suit here.
Man.
I got pictures of him all over in the hotel lobby and during the show with his suit on, man.
We was under air conditioning, man. Like, and when I went to the club and we played, man, I was like burning up.
I said, you ain't wearing that suit. So you wore the suit in the Philippines, man. On the beach.
On the beach.
Oh, we went early in the morning when it wasn't real hot.
It's still hot.
Yeah, but there's no bikini babes on at that time either, though. So we're moving right along. I wish you would.
Okay, I wish you would. That's one of the other songs that we recorded at the Paul Serrano studio, which they used Billy Barano on that. So he's performing on that, and Rich is the one that hooked that up together when he was out in California.
Okay, let's give that a listen.
Early in the morning by the break of day, since my baby she went away, crying and pleading won't do no good. Come back baby, I wish you would. Come back baby, I wish you would. Come back baby, I wish you would. I love you baby, can't help myself. I wouldn't mistreat you for no one else. Well, crying and pleading won't do no good. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Well, staying out drinking all night long drove my baby away from home. Well, crying and pleading won't do no good. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Hugging and kisses late at night makes my baby feel alright. I love you, baby, can't help myself. I won't mistreat you for nobody else. Tell me now, baby, what you trying to do. Try to love me and some other man too. Well, crying and pleading won't do no good. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would. Come back, baby, I wish you would.
That was I Wish You Would, right? Yes, I wish you would.
I wish you would what? Send money?
I wish you would.
That's what it was. I wish you would. Now,
I like that song. Do you like that song?
I like that song.
Yes. There's got to be a story with that. So about that song, there's got to be.
Yeah, well, I think he wanted her back.
Of all the places you've played in the United States, what was one of your favorites from?
Well, you know, if I had a choice of moving anywhere, Canada is my favorite place. I would like to go move.
Yeah, but that's not the United States.
Oh, you talking about in the United States?
Same continent.
I guess Chicago, man.
you think it's still Chicago, the heart of the blues?
Chicago, man, is you know, I've been to every city that it is, and I don't think there's no place that, you know, the word, if you can't make it in Chicago, you can't make it nowhere.
Right.
That's what I'm saying there.
So we got to put the John Chorney band together and go out and tour.
That's
Chicago.
Right. That's right.
But you know, the times back in the 70s.
Was it easier back then?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of places to play. I played all over, you know, and then, you know, you could buy a field tank up with $5 as gas, cost 27 cents a gallon.
We used to ride around. Give me $2 worth.
$2.
And we rode around all night long.
Right on night. So, but then you make $40, $50 a week if you work 7 nights a week. That was a lot of money, especially didn't pay no rent because I stayed with the women.
Yeah, bro,
They
you
bought
were
my
a
cars.
big playboy. You were quite a ladies' man.
I was kind of like a playboy back then, man.
That's what I hear, man. You were a ladies' man when I met you.
Yeah.
The only bad thing is back in the 70s, we said if we can only make $100 a man.
Yep.
Here it is, 2019, and we're still going, if we can only get $100 a man.
And then, you know, right now, I've been single. I don't think I can get a dead woman.
All you ladies out here, you hear that?
I've been single so long.
Come home and find a woman in your bed, you think you're in the wrong apartment. Chicago is it for the place to hang out, do your blues.
Yeah, you know, Chicago, back when I did the interview in Athens, Greece, asked a lot of different questions about Chicago. Chicago was the capital of the blues. And you had so many clubs. You had the Wise Shoes, you had the Vibes, you had Lee's Unleaded on the south side.
Checkerboard.
You had Roses, Checkerboard, Peppers. You had so many clubs, even in the suburbs. You know, you had Donna's Grove, you had Isn't It? I played out there with Big Twist and Developer. You had so many clubs, but then I think everything changed when they had the gas shortage. I think in '79, you know, you couldn't hardly buy no gas. And then everything changed, and then everybody started doing DJs.
And tightening up.
DJs was taking over.
Well, that was a disco we were.
Yeah. But when I was at disco, that was in 1978, but I was working like crazy with Riff Raff.
Yeah, but
know?
there's difference between disco era and DJs.
Right.
DJs came in and robbed everybody, stole all the music, charged same thing as a band or just a little bit less, and then that was the end of the bands for a while.
It was sort of at the end of disco, though, wasn't it? Yeah, during and towards
Well,
at the
because of
end.
disco, we
Yeah.
got DJs because they would play all the crap
Oh, yeah.
that we were starting to not like.
And then they started recording with electronic drums and
synthesizers
and things.
sampling.
So, yeah, a lot of sampling.
Thank God them days are gone.
Yeah.
But the sampling really didn't gain steam
Till
until
the rap.
I'm just saying in the mid 80s because technology had to catch up because the initial samplers were really bad
Right.
8-bit recordings that were so grainy you could do percussion sounds because they go whap. That
Right.
doesn't take much fidelity.
Right.
But anyway, just
That was brought to you by John Huber and the
Spot
Spot Studio.
Speaking of the Spot Studio, how do you like the Spot Studio?
Man, this is a great place. It's phenomenal, man. This is like a museum.
Museum.
Yeah.
John's not that old. But did you notice there's not a wall that's parallel to each other in this place?
Yep. I mean,
I didn't
took
point
a-
it out when I was in there, but the west wall in there leans in 14 inches at the top. And that is to prevent standing waves from developing. So you have a natural ambience, but no frequencies are boomy in that room.
So you could be up in the second booth up there making love to some woman, and she'd be just going, eh.
And you could hear the ambience throughout the rest of the studio. Is that what you're saying, Bob?
Yeah, sort of. No, I'm kidding.
I know.
We wouldn't go upstairs. We'd stay downstairs.
We can do our remake of Funk the Blues here.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you did the remake to Funk the Blues, who would you use on that session?
Well, I used John
John,
on
we
there.
know that.
John, we used John. Pete,
He's doing the rap part.
he's doing the rap part. I guess there's 3 guitar solos on that song. We'll replace it with a keyboard solo, and then replace it with one of Pete playing guitar solo.
Or a horn.
And then, a horn player. He replaced it with a horn. Well, he's got the horn part on his keyboard.
But then again, Maurice John Vaughn took you on tour with him. You could return the favor and have him come play horn on it.
Oh, that's right. He plays saxophone
That's right.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That's your next forte.
But you know, when I had my band, I had a sax player. His name was Mozak. Now, Mozak was really good. He sounded like Jordan. His last name was Jordan. Louis Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Louis
Louis
Jordan.
Jordan.
Louis Jordan, he had a feel like that. And then he'd do circular blowing. And see, when I had my band, Pistol Pete had a carless. I let it go out on the stage. When we played the Slippery Noodle, they said we was the first band, man, people from the balcony through. The stage was full with money. And he said that's never would happen with a band. 'Cause,
Wow.
Mozak would go out and stand up on a table, and he'd do circular blowing. You'd see it out of his side of his neck.
Uh-huh. I'm familiar with circular blowing,
Circular
where
blowing.
you fill up your cheeks
Right.
and
Hold a note for a long
hold
time.
the note, and you're inhaling through your nose to refill, to continuously hold the note. Yes.
Yeah, he could do that. And then Pistol Pete would go out in the audience with the carless guitar. And then my friend was a friend. She started it. She put $1 on the stage. And, man, that money just started coming from everywhere. The whole stage was full with dollar bills and money.
And the first time I played the Slippery Noodle, they said,
And I kept
Don't
all
come
the
back.
money.
And who was that with?
Mike Gibb.
Oh.
Wow.
I played the Slippery Noodle with the Percolators.
Oh, yeah.
They did?
Yeah, I used to play there all the time there with Slippery Noodle all the time.
It's almost impossible to get a gig in that place now. Ange was the only one I knew that I could get a gig in there.
The last time I played there was with Michael Coleman.
That's when you recorded my snoring.
Yeah, I didn't record.
Oh, Michael
This
Coleman
guy-
did. That's
he
right, Michael
recorded
Coleman.
this snoring. Man, please don't sleep in a room with him.
I don't think there's a big danger of that.
I forgot.
Hey, he's got a girlfriend.
I forgot to tell you some of the female singers I played behind. I forgot about the female singers.
Now, being a drummer behind female singers, what is that doing to you with the moving around?
the female singers, I was going to say something about John.
John's not a female singer.
No.
What did you do, John?
But he's laughing.
No, okay.
About my
What I was going to say, we was in Switzerland. We got a picture of Switzerland. And the bass player, I don't know if you knew Peter Andre, but he played with Big Twist and the Mellowfellas. I got him in the band. He's a phenomenal bass player. So they put him in a room with John. And I had a room by myself. And he come knocking on my door. And he said, man, I know you in there, man. He said, I can't go to sleep. He said, man, this guy's snore like 10 Mack trucks and freight train. And I was laughing so hard on the floor. I was rolling on the floor.
So he recorded you?
Michael Cole, yeah,
The record code is that it?
Indianapolis.
It come through the wall, man.
Wow.
Hey, we got any more music?
We do.
John, what do you think? Should we play another song?
We got I've Been Fooling Around.
Yeah, but Michael
Just like
Cole,
what we've been doing here is fooling around.
Let's give that a listen.
I've been wondering, where are you going? When you left out my front door, I've been wondering, what did I do? Did I do something to you? I can tell the look in your eyes that something ain't going right. The dreams in your head, they're telling you I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around, round on you, girl. I've been wondering, are you gonna leave me and leave me here all alone? I've been wondering, are you gonna leave me and break up our happy home? I can tell the look in your eyes that something ain't going right. The dreams in your head, they're telling you I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been wondering, are you gonna leave me and leave me here all alone? Said I'm sorry, ooh, then I'm sorry. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah.
Said I'm sorry, ooh, that I'm sorry. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I never said I would be faithful to you. I never said I was the best guy for you. I never said I'd be faithful. But if I broke your heart, I'm sorry, baby. Said I'm sorry, ooh, that I'm sorry. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around on you, girl, yeah. I've been fooling around, round, round. Oh.
When we were in the Philippines, I'd always mess with Merle. I'd say, hey, I'd go up to the front desk. I go, we got to share a room there. And you start getting up. You start going, hold
The
on.
last day that we had to leave the Philippines, Pete put me in a room, us together, and I told Pete, man, don't put me in no room with. Man, I didn't get no sleep. I stayed up all night, and then.
See? I should be touring with you because then we could room together and he couldn't bother me at all.
Take my word, man. When he snores, it vibrates the room.
Take my word, I'm as bad as he is till I got my CPAP machine. I put that on, I can't count to 10 and I'm out. I don't care if he's snoring or not.
Yeah, that was in the room with him in Indianapolis at the Slippery Noodle.
You had the air conditioner turned on in the winter time.
Air conditioner on, the TV on, man. So I had to go out in the lobby and go to sleep.
Snoring Johnny had a new nickname now.
And Lonnie Brooks was like that too, man. He had a problem because he was taking these big pills, like gray pills, look like M&Ms. But they had a real bad. I had one time to be in a room with him, and I had to go down to the lobby in New York.
Sleep in the lobby.
So I've been fooling around.
Yeah, we just listened to I've Been Fooling Around.
Oh, we already listened to it.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Thanks, John.
Weren't you listening, Bob, or were you fooling around?
I was fooling around. It was cracking me up with John's snoring story.
Okay, so we're back from I've Been Fooling Around. Tell us about that one.
Well, actually, that was dead at Delmark Studios. It had something to do with Delmark Studios, but it was called Sweet Home Chicago, Blue Chicago.
Uh-huh.
That's what's on it. And Blue Chicago is a club that all the blues bands plays.
Nice.
The bass player that was playing on was Vamp, very good bass player. Vamp passed away, and he had colon cancer.
All right.
And he was a very, very good bass player.
Keep him alive for a while.
But
I'm starting to feel like a Jonah over here.
But he was a bass player on there.
No, a drummer in Spinal Tap is what you're feeling like.
I never saw Spinal Tap, so.
The drummers would spontaneously combust.
Oh. So, what's the future for Merle Perkins? And don't you dare tell me you passed away. What are you looking forward to in the future?
What I'm looking forward to, what I've been trying to do, I have did many speeches on Facebook about drummers. And also Tony Williams, that was a famous drummer that played with Miles Davis. He did the same thing. I read an article of him that he said people don't really notice the drummers, and he tried to change that. The drummer's a big part of a band, no matter what kind of music you play. But people don't recognize the drummer. They always look at the person up front. So I tried to change that I did the same speech about blues drummers, are the backbone of music, and people should notice a drummer and give them the recognition that they get.
Killer Ray used to put the cymbals up real high.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, why you do that? He goes, so they see me.
That's right.
Yeah,
Drummers are my best
But the
friends.
drummer that played with the Scott brothers,
Mhm.
his cymbals were up higher than that.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, his cymbals were way up there. And I was wondering how he played like that, you know, and that's when it was bonanza. But drums are a very important part of music, and the only time that drummers that really get recognition, not if you're playing in a fusion band or if you're playing in a heavy metal band, those cats do clinics.
Why aren't you doing like your own drum clinics?
Well, you know, you have to be playing with somebody big to do that.
You've done that.
You've done that.
I've
more
done
than-
that. And the only drummer that I know that has done a clinic, a blues clinic, and also has a DVD out in the music store, is Tony Coleman, that played with B.B. King. And I think he got that from playing with B.B. King. And I went to Vic's Drum Store, which was one of the biggest drum stores in Chicago, and he did a clinic there. But he played with Albert King, too. And playing with Albert King, he didn't like 8 notes for slow blues on a hi-hat. He wanted to play 16 notes.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about that, and I said, hey, man, I play with Albert, and that's what he liked. It was kind of strange to play 16 notes on the slow blues,
Wow.
but once you get the feel of it, it's nice because you can go from 8 notes to 16 notes, and I do that. I switched up with rhythms like that.
Nice.
So I see a clinic in the future.
But you know what I want to really do in life that I like to do workshops, seminars, clinics, give back my style of playing to the old and the younger drummers of my style, which I call my style drum corps style, because I played in drum corps and my drum solos are rudiments, are the roots of drums.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And rudiments been around for centuries.
And that's a shame because a lot of the newer up-and-coming drummers just skip right over that, and they're just trying to copy a song, and they don't learn no structure.
Yeah. It's like learning scales on a guitar. So
Right.
if you're doing a paradiddle, single paradiddle, flams, those are all scales of drums. And even when a person says like they don't play drums, when they play, I'll get on drum set, that's a rudiment right there. That's
Right.
a single. That's the first thing that you play is a single, you know. But now today, gospel chops is really big. All the drummers are playing gospel chops. But gospel chops, the only thing, those guys are really, really good. But the thing about them, if you hear one, you heard all of them because they all playing the same, basically the same licks. And they ain't playing rudiments, but they break them up between the foot and the hand.
And they're breaking them up identical to the next guy.
Right.
Right.
You know. And
So that leads me to another question. We're all getting up there in age. I mean, even John's probably, almost 22 now?
Yeah.
Anyways, as we get up here, and somebody as great as you that's lived a lifetime of this stuff here, what are some of the newer, younger, and by younger I mean anything less than us in age, who are the drummers to be nowadays? I mean, I have a few in my head, but coming from a real drummer.
well, you know, the drummers that a lot of guys should listen to is the old cats like Alvin Jones,
Right.
see, Louis Bellson, Buddy Rich. Buddy Rich was the fastest drummer in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Of the newest up-and-coming drummers,
The newest coming drummers is Dennis Chambers.
okay, and where will we find somebody like him?
Dennis Chambers, he played with Funkadelic Parliament, and the Parliament, George Clinton. That's where he comes. He's a funk drummer. Now, he was a funk drummer when he started playing fusion. It gave the fusion a different kind of feel.
Right.
Totally different kind of feel. Now, Billy Cobham played in drum corps. Steve Gadd played in drum corps. Now, he's one of the biggest artists that everybody uses him. He plays
Eric
with everybody.
Clapton,
Steve.
Eric Clapton, Paul Simon.
Yeah, he plays with everybody.
Cool.
And then the other drummer, Cindy Blackman, plays with married to Carlos Santana. She played in drum corps. I didn't even know that till I seen an interview of her playing a drum corps. So there's a lot of people, even the guy on David Letterman that plays trumpet, played in that Sheboygan County. He played horn. And a lot of cats that played horn some cats come from drum corps. I don't know all the cats that play horn that come from drum corps.
No. I wanted to ask a question. It
Oh, go
popped
ahead.
in my head like a little light bulb, and the dust was flying and everything.
That's what that
Merle,
was.
if you could put the ultimate Merle Perkins and the Percolators band today, and we won't hold you to this, what would be the ultimate Merle Perkins and the Percolator band? Who would be in that band now? But there's got to be people that are still alive.
You know, if I could put that band back together, I have Pistol Pete.
Okay.
Because when I had Pistol Pete in my band, everybody was saying, "Man, where did you get that guitar player?"
That cat's on fire.
Yeah, and at first, you know, they named him Pistol Pete in Edmonton, Canada.
Right.
Because, you know, up in Canada, you could play a whole week in a club and you stay at the same place. So they had drawn a pistol with Pistol Pete, and that was the logo. Now, I had a logo because usually, like, when you have a band, they don't think that they think the band is the guitar player. So what I had to do, I had to spend $300 and buy a logo with a drum set in the middle and put it back in behind the stage with drums, and had Merle Perkins and the Percolators, let people know that's my band.
So you had a banner.
Banner,
There you go.
logo.
So who else would be in this band? Who would be the drummer? No, seriously, this is where my warped brain was going. I'm thinking you need another drummer, maybe to play something else.
While you're singing
And then
fronting.
and then sometimes you get out from behind that drum set, let the other cat hang on there for a while,
Yeah, like the
and
Allman
front
Brothers.
the band. Well, I don't
Like
know if
the
I do the
Allman
Allman Brothers
or
thing,
the
but
Doobie Brothers. They have two drummers.
yeah,
But actually, you know, Jimmy Mays,
I know him real well.
I talked to him about maybe he's got hooked up with called a Delta and Blues Incorporation,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an old couple that is his manager. Now, Jimmy Mays plays with his band. He plays drums with them, and then he comes up front and sing too. And then they got another guy that plays drums when he comes up and sing.
He used to do that with us too.
Yeah, so I had asked him if he could hook me up with that Delta Blues Corporation. We do a drum thing together, me and him both together, because I don't think they have nobody doing that.
Right,
We both singing and we both playing.
right. So now we have the
Let
drummer.
me ask this question.
The drummer.
Who would be playing bass?
Yeah.
Who would be playing bass?
Yeah.
With the bass player I had, if I could find out, it's Sam Woods, who played bass with me. He was a great bass, but he moved to Memphis, Tennessee, and I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what
Okay.
happened with him.
And keyboards.
John Chorney.
John Chorney.
John Chorney, man, is the cat.
So what else do we need?
What else you need? Actually, you know, I like horns, but now keyboards, you don't need a horn section because they got it right there on the keyboard.
I know there's very few keyboard players that can make the horn sound realistic. Krumar was one that it would fool you in a heartbeat. Another one would be the keyboard player from Little Feat.
Oh, Bill Payne.
That guy
Bill
is
Payne.
amazing.
He's my favorite
And
all-time
if you
keyboard
close your eyes and he starts doing a horn thing, you swear there's a horn section there, live or recorded.
player. Well, I love Bill Payne. He's my favorite keyboard player.
Is he
Bill
really?
Payne. Oh, yeah.
See, then I'm leaning towards you.
Yeah. Bill Payne is amazing.
We got to get you sometime when you're sitting in with us to do a horn thing.
Okay.
You know, I've been telling John, you done play with everybody. I say, you need to do a CD where you playing piano.
Well, we could record it
do
at the spot.
a piano and
That's
do
right.
some blues where it features him.
Right, right. Well, I told him before he should start singing.
And if I come and I can sing a song on there.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Mike would sing a song
yes,
too.
it is.
I'd play bass.
I'm gonna read. Can I put Funk the Blues on there? An updated version?
Yeah, as long as you pay me some cash money. Yeah, you can play that. Yeah.
So that would be the ultimate Merle Perkins and the Percolator Band,
Yep.
2019.
Yeah. You know, one cat I forgot to mention. Sometimes I play with so many different people. It's Chick Willis.
Okay, I
That's
heard that.
another guy. Stoop Down Baby. That's another guy I play with. Larry Davis is another guy I play with. Sometimes I forget I play with so many people.
Well,
I
the
forget
list goes
everybody
on and on.
I
Gee.
play with.
Who's your ditty?
Well, actually, I sent you the list of honoring all the people that are living and the people that have passed away. I sent you that
There we
list.
go again with that passed away thing.
Right. And I honor because, see, like, if I hadn't have played with those people, I wouldn't be a legend. They're responsible for me being a legendary drummer.
Oh, we understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I honor all the people that I play with.
Cool. Well, I
You
hope
know.
I get to play with you someday.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know if you want.
On Funk the Blues.
Hey, don't forget Who's Your Ditty.
So, John, we got one more song?
Yes, we do.
And what song would that be?
Mama told me.
Told you what?
I don't know if she told me not to come, but anyway, Mama told me.
All right, let's give this a listen.
If I'd have done what my dad told me, if I'd have done what my dad told me, wouldn't have to work so hard playing these low down dirty blues. Like the old folks say, you got to reap that what you sow. Like the old folks say, you got to reap that what you sow. If you're wrong, don't try. Don't have to hang around here no more. Everybody wanna know, what do the poor boy do? Everybody wanna know, what do the poor boy do? He wear patches on his clothes and newspaper down baby in his shoes.
Mama told me, now we know what Mama told me.
It's not a mystery anymore.
No.
So tell us about that one.
But with Willie Kent, okay, I did that. That was an album I did with Willie Kent in 1989. It had Johnny B. Moore on guitar, had Willie Davis on guitar, which, Willie Davis passed away in the penitentiary.
We are sensing a theme
and
here.
then it had Barrelhouse Chuck.
If I have a heart attack tomorrow, I'm coming back to haunt your ass.
and he got an award, but he had cancer, so he eventually passed away. And we did that on Big Boy labels, and they put everybody's name on that album but my name. I'm playing the whole album.
No, and they didn't even
And
mention
then
you.
so I asked Willie Kent, I said, man, my name is not on the album. He said, I told her to catch your name.
He said, I thought you passed away.
So I got the album, I'm playing the whole album, but my name ain't on there.
Now we know.
Well, anyways, we'd like to thank you for coming out. This was a blast. John,
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for bringing him out.
Well, actually, I don't think I never had this much fun going at a studio with everybody, man. What we having, laughing and talking.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the studios, everything's real serious.
There's no seriousness here.
There's nothing serious here. We're just a bunch of cats hanging out, talking about the blues, having a good time.
I'm just serious about making sure everybody's comfortable.
And happy.
Yeah.
And Happy does a wonderful job here at the Spot Studio.
If everybody couldn't be comfortable here, I'm mentally something wrong with it.
Anyways, thank you, Merle, for coming out. Thank you, John, for coming out.
Thank you, guys.
Mike Vet. What's new with Mike Vet? You got the new Mike Vet show coming up
we're
on
gonna
Thursday.
be doing that Rock and Rollabilly Blues show on Thursdays at 7 live.
That's live,
from
folks.
my kitchen.
From the kitchen.
From the kitchen.
And you'll smell all the spaghetti and the
yes,
pastas
little
and
Sandy
the
will be
pizzas.
cooking and working the controls.
Oh, God, I'm coming
Join
over.
us. You will next week,
Oh, there
Bob,
you go.
hopefully.
John from the Spot Studio.
Yes, good things happening here. Just had another music video shoot with Sticky Scissors.
Uh-oh.
And it went really well.
Wow. Anyways, this show is brought to you by Aaron's Barbershop, the Spot Studio, and John Morgan at Roselawn True Value.
And he sells real good ladders there.
Real good ladders, or if you need a smoker, he can smoke you up.
He'll smoke.
If you need your video or audio done, recording, see John over here.
That's
If you
right.
need some body work, see Mike, or pizza, see Mike. Thank you all for listening. Tune in again next week. Bye.
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 Bye-bye.